In a move that rocked the geopolitical stage, President Donald Trump unexpectedly opened backdoor negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin, leaving Ukraine and its European allies in a state of anxious disbelief. Within the first moments of this unprecedented phone call, the world was forced to ask, is this a masterstroke of diplomacy or a dangerous gamble with far-reaching consequences? Stay with us as we dissect this unfolding drama and its global implications. If you find this analysis insightful, consider subscribing for more in-depth geopolitical breakdowns. On February 12th, in a dramatic and unilateral move, Trump announced that negotiations to end the war in Ukraine would start immediately, directly after a phone call with Putin. This decision came without prior consultation with Ukraine, a breach of established diplomatic protocol that had long been championed by U.S. policy. As details emerged, Ukrainian officials and their European partners voiced deep concerns about being sidelined in decisions that could shape their nation's future. President Zelensky had repeatedly warned, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. Yet, as news broke of the Trump-Putin conversation, Ukrainian leadership felt abandoned, a sentiment echoed across Europe. Critics argued that pairing America with Russia in these talks risked injecting manipulative information into the negotiation process, potentially undermining Ukraine's strategic position. This move not only rattled Eastern Europe but sent shockwaves through global markets, setting the stage for wider international ramifications. As negotiations loomed, the global economy reacted swiftly. The Russian stock market rallied while oil prices slipped by 3%, a clear sign that investors were bracing for potential shifts in energy and economic policies. Analysts interpreted these movements as early indicators of a broader recalibration in global markets, one that could ultimately rehabilitate the Kremlin while easing long-standing Western sanctions on Russia's energy sector. Curiously, the negotiation team assembled by Trump deviated sharply from diplomatic norms. Instead of relying on seasoned experts, figures such as Secretary of State Marco Rubio and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz were joined by unexpected players, including Steve Witkoff, a longtime confidant from Trump's golfing circles. Notably absent was General Keith Kellogg, originally designated as America's special envoy. This unconventional mix raised questions about the strategic coherence behind America's latest approach to resolving the conflict. In the hours following the call, Trump's rhetoric shifted rapidly. On his Truth Social platform, he recounted a highly productive conversation with Putin, praising historic alliances, and even hinting at reciprocal visits between nations. Yet, behind these warm words lay a perplexing duality. While Trump asserted his support for Ukraine, suggesting potential territorial gains, he simultaneously appeared inclined toward normalizing relations with Russia. This contradictory stance has left experts questioning whether a tangible, enforceable peace strategy is at hand, or merely a series of ambiguous gestures. Seasoned diplomats and officials have not held back their critiques. Michael McFaul, a U.S. ambassador to Russia, succinctly stated, "Diplomacy 101, don't give anything without getting something in return." This sentiment reflects the growing unease among experts who fear that sidelining Ukraine in negotiations only serves to undermine the credibility of Western support and compromise long-term security guarantees for the region. At the heart of this diplomatic conundrum lies Ukraine's security. In exchange for continued aid, proposals have surfaced suggesting that Ukraine might grant America access to its rare earth minerals, a resource critical to modern technology. Yet, with no concrete security guarantees in sight, Ukrainian officials fear that any deal struck without their full participation could leave the nation vulnerable in the long run. As debates intensify, Europe finds itself grappling with the implications of a future where NATO's protective umbrella might no longer extend to Ukraine. The ramifications of these negotiations extend far beyond Ukraine's borders. A potential thaw in U.S.-Russia relations, even if partial, could reshape global energy markets, recalibrate international alliances, and spark a redefinition of security architectures across Europe and beyond. In this high-stakes game, even subtle shifts in diplomatic posture send ripples across continents, impacting everything from energy policy to military deployments in conflict zones. Amid these strategic maneuverings, a chorus of dissent has emerged. One Ukrainian official bluntly remarked, "Ukraine is fucked, and so is Europe, by the way." Such candid declarations capture the disillusionment brewing within Ukraine, a nation caught in a tug-of-war between the competing agendas of powerful states. As this crisis deepens, questions arise about whose interests will ultimately prevail in shaping the region's future. All eyes now turn to the Munich Security Conference, where European leaders and international diplomats will confront these dilemmas head-on. With Trump's rapid yet ambiguous concessions, the upcoming talks promise to be a pivotal moment, one that could redefine how the West balances strategic partnerships with the imperatives of supporting sovereign nations like Ukraine. In this evolving landscape, every word and gesture carries immense weight. In summary, Trump's unexpected outreach to Putin has ignited a complex web of diplomatic, economic, and security challenges, each with profound implications for Ukraine, Europe, and the world at large. As this geopolitical drama continues to unfold, we invite you to join the conversation. If you value a deeper understanding of these high-stakes international maneuvers, please subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching Omni's analysis, where every angle of global events is explored with clarity and rigor.